All right, here we going again. 25th episode. Finally, we made it, Komal.
Yeah, and
Silver.
we have been struggling very hard to record this one because every time we are just about to record it, anything or something just comes up and we just postpone it, and maybe this time we're gonna make it.
Oh yeah, this time we are going to do it.
Yeah.
If there's a will, there's a way. We are the perfect example of that. But we are going to do it. We are going to remember the 25th episode for the longest time because of the so many hurdles. So
Yeah, exactly.
maybe it is all for the good. Yeah.
Yeah, so on that note, we are not gonna say that welcome to fun-filled, intellectual, and informative,
Unscripted.
and unedited, 1 hour long podcast. So
We are not going to do that anymore.
yeah, but eventually I did it.
Yeah, but we are going to stay away from this because we want it to be like professionals. Welcome to the new studio or the new setup in the old studio.
Yeah.
Second studio. I call it Talk and Fire 2.0.
Oh,
Yeah. So,
but we have changed a lot of setups, no, Ashish?
but I think this one is the best. It looks professional.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. The first time I saw this was amazing.
Yeah.
So let me tell you about the coffee. He just brewed it up for me, and it's freaking fantastic.
And
Goddamn, Ashish, what did you add in it?
God damn, it's freaking fantastic. You have to learn it like that.
Yeah.
But I'm learning. So earlier what I used to do, boil some milk,
Yeah.
put some coffee powder. That's it. That's your coffee. But then I learned more things. And in future, I'm going to be doing all that stuff. Like roasting the beans, grinding it up,
Yeah.
and then brewing it.
Yeah.
And then making some foam, putting some cream.
Yeah.
Like a professional barista. My career trajectory, if I failed in ISRO examination, would have been this only.
Barista. You
Yeah, and I would have been
this
happy.
dream of becoming it. This was the backup plan of Ashish, that he'd become barista. That
It's still my backup plan. Just in case this podcast fails, I'm going to do that.
it is never going to fail.
But just in case if everything works out, we are going to start a cafe that creates the best coffee
In the world.
in this universe. What are you talking about? By the time that we'll be able to do that, let us say in 50 years, by that time, like everyone, Elon Musk will be successfully finding aliens by then. So we have to add universe.
See, guys, if you want to impress Ashish, just talk about 2 things: 1 coffee, 2 MMA, and you are his or her guy then.
Hey, you forgot about World War. World War II.
World War is temporary. He gets this phase. One time he's fascinated to some space stuff, and then some martial art stuff, and then but the martial art thing and the coffee, that is forever love
Yeah. All
of
right.
him.
All right. No. There's one more love we are not going
Space,
to discuss. Okay.
Yeah.
So what are we going to talk about?
You're gonna suggest that because you only asked me that question.
We are going to talk about an interesting topic. I just wish that we would have discussed this on Women's Day
Yeah.
because it would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Because the whole topic revolves around not just like women do this, that, not like that. It is an idea
Yeah.
that came into my mind. So
Yeah.
basically, Karthik sir, who was the guest of the last episode of the Momentum podcast, 24
Yeah.
if I'm not wrong.
Hey, if you are just watching it.
Hi. Yeah. So we missed you. We want you back.
Yeah.
Okay. Other than that, so he came to our place later also.
Yeah.
Right. So in the studio, we were hanging out.
Yeah.
And at that time, it did not strike me like that. So he said that in future, women are going to run this world.
Yeah.
Said, that is fascinating. And then I forgot about it. But then maybe when I was half asleep, I started thinking, hey, what would happen? What would happen? Because currently, if we see like Prime Minister of India, male, President of United States, male, Prime Minister of UK, male, I don't know, but most likely he will be.
Yeah.
And you look at the CEO of
They have
Facebook.
president mostly.
No. UK has Prime Minister. That's how we got it. It's not the opposite way.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how we got it. All right.
Yeah.
So if you
To
look,
be on safe side, use always president.
no. Prime Minister, like it is like in democracy, Prime Minister should be having the highest amount of power.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is like opposite, like the way it goes with president,
Yeah.
the rubber stamp in here, it goes like for president over there, and prime minister is the opposite, where president is mainly in power. But doesn't matter. Coming back to the point. So if you look at the CEOs of Amazon, let us say, Facebook, let us say, Google, you're going to find a lot of males. And if you look at history, Alexander the Conqueror of the world, male. Hitler, male. Napoleon, male. So if you look at people who have been in power, they have been mostly been male in history, but we are getting much more civilized. equal opportunities to both, and in future we are going to have, if not majority of women having power, it will be equal, like 50-50, like that. So what kind of world would it be? Would it be better? Or let us just assume, like right now it is pretty safe to say that more than 90% of the power, the top power, is in the hand of men, right? If you look at it that way. And what would happen if the reverse happens? Let us say that the way it is going, because what happens is that the one who is suppressed understand the value much more, knows the survival instinct, and then rises up and knows how to stay on top, right? So what happens if all the women get the power? What kind of world will we be living in? Will it be better than what we are having right now, or will it be same, or will it be worse?
Also elucidate the moment when you threw this thing to me.
Elucidate? What big words?
And that was what was my reaction.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I should explain that?
Yeah, then only I'll explain. No, because I think I'm going to take the lead from now on when I'll be explaining the matter.
Yeah.
So I want you to, because you were the one who intercepted it.
About that argument?
Yeah, I got offended,
So see, here's the thing. I was making this video. It is called Safety is the Death of Creativity. A very old idea that has been marinated in my head, and I finally decided to make a full-fledged video on it. Did not get a very good response, but I worked my ass off on it. All right. So I was making that video and I was writing the script. So a video like that will be having a script, and I listened to my own podcast that I recorded the first time this idea came into my mind back in 2018. By the way, you go to any Spotify, Apple podcast, and you are going to find the oldest recording, the oldest podcast I have. It is named Safety is the Death of Creativity. And I recorded it long back in 2018 when I was really struggling, rock bottom. Okay, so I listened to that, was writing the script, and I was thinking that all the names that I took over here, so basically the idea is that man is at its best when it's put to his worst. So obviously me being male, I'm going to think in that direction, and most of my idols have been male only, like Eminem, Michael Jordan, Joe Rogan. That is how I'm going to be, more male centric, because that is the life I'm living. But when I was making this video, much more mature right now, and I know that I cannot only talk about men, and especially the quote is man is at his best when he's put to his worst.
Just slow down the pace a bit, Ashish.
All right, I'll try my best, ma'am.
So not for me, for all people.
Okay. So what I was saying, that you can't have that quote and then the video is, and the whole idea is only for men. So I was thinking that bring some ideas of some females who did great in their life. And unfortunately, I was not able to think of much. Obviously, Kalpana Chawla is there, Ronda Rousey is there, Marie Curie is there,
Lakshmi Bai is there,
and Mary Com is there.
Exactly.
There are a lot of people, obviously. But I was not able to think at that level, like Nelson Mandela level.
And Elon Musk,
Mahatma Gandhi, like
and
that.
And the CEO of Apple and CEO of
Steve Jobs. So I was not able to find out. So honestly, just genuinely asked Komal that suggest me, because I cannot put this video and this whole script cannot be male centric. I don't want it like that, because then it is like, okay, then females are like, what are we now? Okay. So that is why I asked it, and then it turned into a heated argument. Maybe it pinched her a little bit, but honestly, I was looking for an answer, right? So then later on, I did work my ass off. It was 2 o'clock at night, and I was like, no, I have to find a solution over here. And I got to this answer. Like Lisa Meitner is a very good example. She actually fled from Germany in 1938 because it was Nazi Germany, and she was a Jew. And she ran away, and that is when the worst days of her life, that is when she actually found out how to split an atom, or the atom is actually splitting up when you're bombarding it with neutron.
And she didn't get the credit for that, no?
She did not. In 1944, Otto Hahn won the Nobel Prize for it, and it was her who actually wrote the mail and told him. Otto Hahn was confused that what is happening. If I'm putting neutron, it should become heavier, but barium is actually lighter. How is it happening? Then it was he used to send mails to Lisa, and she used to go through it and find out. Lisa was basically a chemist. Otto Hahn was a physicist, or maybe I'm confusing it opposite manner, but you get the point. So she told him, and then first of all, he said that, see, the Hitler rule is saying that Lisa should be put out of the whole picture, because Jew cannot be given credit for something that is so huge. But the problem is, even after the Nazi rule was over, after 1945, Otto Hahn still did not say anything about the involvement of Lisa Meitner. Well, he tried enough, but it could not be hidden. the history knows it now.
And you can understand, Ashish, how many women must have been suppressed in the same way.
That is the thing.
And that is the reality of male dominated society and the patriarchal society.
See, that is the thing that I figured out. Like, this example ascertains Komal's idea even further. So basically what Komal was saying, that the problem is not that they are not doing much. The problem is that they are being suppressed, or at least they were being suppressed. So whatever they did their best, maybe more than what men did. But the problem is that they were continuously suppressed. Like, it took sufficient time. I think the first country to give voting rights to women, I think it was Australia. And that was still in 16th or 17th century. That is way too late.
No, we don't have any idea. I don't have any idea.
I have an idea. Okay. Most likely, either it was France or it was Australia or New Zealand. Some out of this.
But Greek people were very willing for this democracy.
Yeah, Greeks were the first to come up with the democracy.
But so obviously democracy, voting will be there. So I'm assuming that they'll be the ones.
See, Greeks failed tremendously when it comes to democracy. So what actually happened is that, obviously, you have heard the story of the Spartans and the Athenians. They came up with the idea. Julius Caesar came after that. All right. Yeah. So it was like 300 BC was the Spartans and Athenians and the Peloponnesian Wars, where the Persians attacked them. And after that, Julius Caesar came, and Julius Caesar is the biggest example. Like, Sulla comes over there and just wipes out the whole democracy, says that I'm going to take control with my army. And then after that, Pompey comes. There's the same problem again. Then Julius Caesar comes, and basically he's like, I'm good with the Senate being over there, and I'm okay with the democracy. And then what happens is that Julius Caesar is murdered, because the Senate was having the fear that Julius Caesar might turn out to be a dictator only. That was their biggest problem. They don't want the son of the king turning out to be kings. So what happened after that is, ultimately after the death of Julius Caesar, Rome went into a long civil strife. And after that, Augustus came, and basically what he is a monarch. It is not democracy going on over there anymore. Okay. And then 2 to 3 more dictators comes, and it's the same like that only. So they struggled a lot in having democracy. There were like few moments of democracy, and then it is all going back to dictatorship. So same goes with French Revolution also in the 1700s. So they tried a lot to wipe away the king. They literally chopped the head off of King Louis in 1790, close to that. And after that, what happens is Napoleon comes and he says that I'm the dictator again. I'm going to be the king over here. So everyone struggled with democracy. So I don't really know if back then in Greece, women had the right and all. We went into deep history just now.
And the topic diverted.
But the point is that it took some time to get women equal rights. And still, a lot of them are struggling to get education.
Many of them.
I think both mean same.
Lot means lot. Many means major.
All right.
It is more inclined towards major.
Okay. All right. So share your idea. What were you saying that day about the suppression and all?
I got offended a lot. Like, how can you say that? Because at that time I got offended. Like, it is not something which you are thinking that men rule the world. It is male dominated. Like, no, women are also there. But the thing is, they have been suppressed so badly. In like, that is the one example. Where
Lisa might not.
Lisa does not get Madam Lisa does not get the credit of that
the biggest discovery.
And that was the need of the hour at World War II, right? So she didn't get the credit, and that must have been case with every other woman. Lot of them. So they have been suppressed. So that is the if I say con of the male dominated society, that they want to take the credits. And the same happens in offices today also. At this time, in offices, in corporate world, it happens. Whatever woman does, they get served with unequal pay and not that much respect, that they don't get promotion. That happens every now and then. How are they gonna excel when we are providing them injustice at every stage of life?
All right. That is true. Guys, we have no idea about feminism, so please do not dial us towards that direction. We're just trying to share an idea.
No, this happens. happens. No, this happens. Women are like, I belong to a background where my extended families, they are not allowing their girls to step out of their home. Right? I've seen it with my eyes. I've seen it happening with my mom.
Komal is the fortunate one.
Yeah, because of my mom and dad. They still believe in me. They always believed in me. Yeah. So I have seen people telling my parents that you should not let her go out. Yeah.
So the basic point is that in future, things are changing for good. Like women are getting education now, they are getting power, and they are in a huge situations getting equal treatment. And if that only gets for the better, that is going to happen more and more, and hopefully we are going to live in a society where men and women are exactly equal, and judging them on the basis of their capability and their struggle and whatever they can do for themselves, right? So in future, if it turns out to be a situation where, let us say, the biggest prime ministers and presidents of the biggest powers of this world, they're all women. Most of them are women. That biggest companies you are seeing, the super giants, they're all women. What kind of world would it be? Better? Worse? Same?
Depends on the stages. So I'll try to categorize into two stages. One, the earlier stage, and second, the later on stage. So earlier stage, I believe that since the time of evolution, since the time we have existed, men has suppressed women so badly that they don't even have right on their life. They get usually objectified. They are the one who usually get treated like you don't have to choose your dreams. You are just here to reproduce. You are just here to increase the number of people over here. You do not have any right. Earlier, you were dependent on your father. After marriage, you are dependent on your husband, and afterwards, at the old age, you're gonna dependent on your son. So that's how cycle happens, right? So that's how they are treated. But when they'll be ruling the world, so obviously I believe that women usually have some, they are epitome of softness, I believe.
All right.
They are soft in nature. They are something, they have this motherly nature inside of them. Every girl has that. Because women are meant to produce, right?
Lot of empathy. Are you talking about that?
So they carries lot of sympathy. They carries lot of softness inside of them. So I believe 80% of women, I'm talking about the first category, I'm not going over the later stage. In the first category, 80% of women, they'll be handling the world that they want to create the balance now. Usually it is intercepted like that. The girls or the people who get bullied, they usually bully. It happens when we go into colleges and hostels. People who are ragging you are usually the one who got bullied earlier or got ragged by their seniors. So it always happens. So a lot of you must be thinking that they must be doing the same. No, I believe that women have the softness. They understand things more nicely than men. They are the traits. They are the personality traits of men and women. Men also has some strong points. Women also has some strong points.
The thing that I see is that there's a male and women in almost everyone, because we have seen a lot of men also or males also who are very sensitive. So it might be the case.
That's why I'm telling 80%.
Yeah, we cannot generalize.
We can't generalize. That's why I'm telling that 80% women. Suppose if I become one of them, let's say if I become one of them, I'll try to maintain the balance. I'll not try to make things worse for men, like the way the way I have been treated, the way I have seen other women getting treated around me. I'm not gonna do the same to others, because I believe that it is kind of a signal which universe is giving. I believe in that you have to maintain the balance.
Yeah, see, if today sooner women are also getting power and they are treated equally to a huge extent, that men are responsible for that. There are some men who thought that they deserve this and we should give the power to them and look at their capability. So obviously if women get into power, they will also be thinking. And also above all, unlike men and women, like regardless of that, humans are evolving, and we have learned a lot from our past. So after the World War II, obviously we have learned that how to not have another world war, and we have learned from that. And in the same manner, women understand that if you are going to suppress someone, then that is the person who is going to revolt. Obviously that has happened throughout the history. That is how things goes. Every revolution is because of that only. Every civil war is because of that only. So we have learned that. So obviously it would be a beautiful world if there's like 50% men and 50% women, and we live in a world where that is not even something that you notice, right? Like we are treated as human beings and it does not matter anymore. No inequality. Women can get out at night 3 o'clock in the morning, no problem, alone also, like that.
Look, Ashish, what I think that it cannot be the thing that women will not be stopping this war, civil wars, and this they'll be trying to bring the peace. The only thing which I'm focusing over is that they'll be trying to bring equality, because they have been suppressed. They have been subsidized throughout their life. So they are the ones who have tolerated everything. So I think seeing that and keeping that in mind, they'll try to bring equality, and they'll not be doing the same thing as men have been doing to us throughout these years.
Okay, so tell me about this.
I got deja vu.
So what happens is that it is generally said that men are power thirsty. We want to leave our name in the history books. And you look at the kings and the rulers and the dictators. Like Hitler wants to capture the whole world. Then same goes with Stalin. He wants to capture a huge part. Alexander wants to do it. Tsar wants to do it. So there has been a lot of examples. If all the rulers and the presidents and the prime ministers are females, let us say, will they also be power thirsty and want to conquer more, or they will go for peace?
Look, Ashish, what I see, I think in regard of this is that when power term comes, the thirst for power does not depend on gender. Anyone can be thirsty of that. Any man can be thirsty of that, or any woman can be thirsty of that. You never know.
Why do you think power is so beautiful to a lot of people? Like, I want more land, I want more money, I want more slaves.
Yeah, like the way Gagan, the one who came in your podcast,
Momentum
if you
podcast.
are not knowing,
Episode
the one
20.
came in Momentum podcast with Ashish. He was telling that he has seen a lot of girls in his life who are more passionate than him, who are so good in their career that he has to go to them and ask them like how the things get done. So they are independent, they are career oriented. And you sometimes what happens, the thirst and the orientation, if you are oriented towards something, there is very thin line between desire and thirst, right? So you never know when you are gonna jump that. So if girls are also that oriented towards career, they can also jump that line. I'm saying that.
Yeah, see, obviously being passionate is nothing wrong, and it is good that you're driven and you love what you do and you want to do more of that. You want to be, let us say, the best at it. But there's something completely different that I want power. I want people to kneel in front of me. I want that whatever I want, it will happen. If I say that person dies, that person dies. If I say that person obeys me, that person obeys me. That is like thirst of power. You understand? I'm saying
but we have seen some good women also. You were telling me one example where that women send that king to the another country that, look, we didn't do these things. You are thinking we did.
Yeah. See, that was the whole different story. That is the story of King Henry. There's a movie on him. It was a fantastic movie. So it is a super slow one. So most of the people won't be able to pass 20 minutes past that. But basically what happened is that French and England UK has been, at that time it was England only. So French and England have been fighting for a millennium. They have been fighting for thousands of years like that. Now they are buddies, but that is their history. At that time, somewhere close to 1400s, 1500s, what happened is once King Henry raised a war against France based on a simple rumor that some French people have sent some assassin to assassinate him. And he was told that, and what he did, that I cannot take it lightly, otherwise they will think that I'm a coward. Let's invade them. He does that, he defeats them, and ultimately the king of France surrenders, and he says that here's a thing, let us have a bond, marry my daughter and take her with you, and let us have a peaceful life from now onwards. The king of England takes the daughter and goes back, And the daughter asks a simple question: why did you invade France?
Yeah.
And he said that, see, your father sent an assassin to kill me. And she says that, I know my father better than anyone.
Okay.
And he never did that.
Yeah.
And now what answer does he have? So the actual thing that happened is that someone from England only rumored this because they wanted war against France.
Yeah.
And the king was very naive. It is a very crazy story. That
Yeah.
person actually did not even wanted to be the king. He just said that I don't want any power. I'm out of this. And what happened is that his only brother died the day before he was to be crowned as king. And now he knows that if I do not take the crown of the king, the whole nation is going to go for civil strife.
Yeah.
So he takes the power, and then he finds out the power sooner or later did engulf him also.
Yeah.
And that is the whole thing, that that girl was so wise,
Yeah.
but she is not the king.
She's not the queen.
Sorry, she's not the queen. Yeah, whatever. Like
But
if
she
she's
can be the king also. Like if she's
the
in
queen,
that terms.
obviously queen does not have the power. Most of the time, king has all the power. But I'm talking about she is not the one who is at the ultimate power.
Yeah.
That is what I'm saying.
So that thing, her kingdom would have been very beautiful.
Yeah.
I feel so.
Yeah, but that is my question. It looks beautiful, but that, like I said, that king did not even want it to be the king. But as soon as he is the king, the power engulfs him as well. So who is to say that that queen will not be engulfed?
Yeah, exactly.
And
that's
she
my
wants
point
more.
too.
She wants more.
Yeah, that's my point too. The same as stardom. That stardom engulfs you.
And
If a
that-
person becomes overnight sensation, if a person gets stardom like this, so that stardom engulfs them, and and that's why you may be hearing a lot of suicide cases of actresses, not here like on world level.
Yeah,
on
there
globe
are a
level.
lot of big musicians committing
Yeah.
suicide and all that. So obviously that is the thing, and that is a very good example that we have seen that power in fame.
Exactly.
There are a lot of girls, females who got that stardom, actresses, models,
Yeah.
and then they lost their way somewhere along the
Yeah,
way.
like one case, one TikToker girl was there, 16-year-old girl.
All
Nobody
right.
knows why she committed suicide.
Okay.
Maybe because she got famous in a click and she could not handle it.
Yeah,
that
is
is
a very-
showcased in that. That's a very. You may not be liking that movie, but that is a movie. But no, which one is it? I forgot.
Which movie? Okay. Anyways, anytime
forgot.
these topic comes into the way, I just try to stay away from
No,
it.
that is one instance
Yeah.
I'm telling. Meri Ashki, if you have seen that
All
movie,
right.
in that the boy is a singer. He could not tolerate the stardom, although he was star since birth only.
What are you talking about? The movie Ashiki? Ashiki 1 and Ashiki 2,
No,
like
Meri
that?
Ashki, like when Arijit sing that song, "Tum Ho One Song." You may not be knowing it, I
Okay.
don't know. Like it came when I was very small, like
Young.
that. The song became very famous, and then I watched the movie. But the only thing I saw in that movie was that the boy was not handling the stardom. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Maybe that engulfs you. The power engulfs you, and her power is in terms of that only.
That is the thing, man. Like throughout the history, like Mike Tyson was not able to handle the stardom when he reached the pinnacle. He was not able to handle it, and he says it very clearly. He's running a podcast right now, which is called Hotbox.
Yeah.
Basically, it is a room filled with smokes of weed. Okay, because he's running a weed company.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the thing. Mike Tyson was not able to handle it. A lot of people will say that John Jones was not able to handle it.
Yeah.
A lot of people will say that Conor McGregor was not able to handle it.
Yeah.
A lot of people will also say Ronda Rousey was not able to handle it. So that is the thing that fame is. That
Exactly.
it engulfs you, and when you get power, there's no end to it. It is
Maybe
infinite.
the same must have happened with Joker.
Joker?
Joker of Dark Knight.
Yeah, I don't know if he got power or something, but
He rarely got popular after that, his role.
oh, okay. You are talking about the actor who played
Yeah,
Joker.
yeah.
No, that was a different case. That is the thing, that these topics are so dark. I don't want to get into it.
Okay.
That is like he got insomnia.
I'm just talking about one possibility. I don't know the case.
Yeah.
I'm just telling that can be the one aspect.
No. He got some serious problems because he stopped sleeping
Okay.
for that role. And the biggest thing that a lot of people don't know, that if you stop sleeping, there will be a point where you can't sleep. That is insomnia. And that I made a video 4 hours.
That was happening to me today.
Yeah, that is completely different. That is small scale. When you get insomnia, you lose every muscle in your body.
Yeah.
So there was this video that I made, 4 hours of sleep, because you know that I've literally done that for 1 to 2 months.
Yeah.
And I've talked about it like this was the stupidest thing that I've ever
Yeah.
done. And the most brilliant thing that happened was the comment section of that video. So one person literally said that I did that as well, and I did hit a stage where I was not able to sleep. I had to go to the doctor. It was clear-cut insomnia, and that is the thing that happens if you stop sleeping completely. There will be a point where you can't sleep anymore.
Where you feel like sleepy, but you can't sleep. It's the same thing.
Yeah. See, I've seen a lot of movie. There was a movie, Mechanic. I think the name is Mechanic. It is played by Christian Bale.
Yeah.
You've seen Christian Bale, right?
Yeah.
The guy who is in Batman.
Yeah.
So I've seen the transformations to you, right?
Yeah.
The skinniest he was that for that movie only.
Yeah.
Over there, he is playing the role of a insomnia person.
Yeah.
All right, person facing with insomnia.
Yeah.
And then there's this movie Fight Club. So that also you have not seen.
Yeah, Brad Pitt is there.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna watch it for sure.
It is a phenomenal movie. It is but there's going to be spoiler. I'm not going to give you spoiler, but basically one of the person is dealing with insomnia over there as well. So insomnia is a crazy thing that you will think that I'm sleeping, but maybe you are not. That is the thing. Sleep is very, very complicated. Brain itself is so complicated.
Yeah, we should not play with it because sleep is directly related to brain. Right?
Yeah. So it is necessary. The thing is that if you don't sleep, your brain starts killing itself.
Yeah.
The brain cell starts dying. That is the thing. So it is a weird thing, no?
Yeah.
That 24 hours a day we are alive, and 1/3 of that we have to give it to sleep. That we are not even properly conscious at that time. Right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, coming back to the topic, we deviated way too much.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what I wanted to discuss, like we have discussed.
No, I didn't discuss the second phase.
Please do.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
First phase I discussed that if women start ruling the world, then what will happen? The first phase that 80% of women, first phase also, 80% of women will try to bring the peace, will try to bring the equality, but the other 20% may be avenging.
Revenge.
Yeah, maybe avenging all those things they have been tortured with throughout these years. Like, you guys have restricted us within the walls. You guys never gave us right to choose for us. Right? You always objectified us. Now it's your turn. Now we'll take revenge. Now you also tolerate the same thing.
There are a lot of girls, right? Seriously angry on men. There are a lot of them.
Yeah. Pissed off girls on men that because of you we are over here. But that is justified on some level. Maybe they have tolerated that much in their personal life that now they are at the pinnacle.
But in any stage, blaming a full community is stupid.
Exactly. It is same in Zomato case. It happened, no.
Okay, now that we are going to get on later. Like, blaming a community is stupid. So today I was going through a video that someone made on Eminem. So Eminem is the thing that a lot of people are saying that we do not have the same martial matters that we had 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and some say that you have changed a lot. And Eminem also came out and said that, see, when I was like that, when I changed, you say that you have changed. When I go back to that, and then you're saying that you're the same old person, right? So Eminem cannot look at it like that, because it is not a single person saying that you have changed and then saying that you need to change like that. It is a collection and it is different. For example, someone says that your YouTube videos are boring. You need to change a little bit. You need to bring it back. And someone else says over there that no, you need to improve. You're the same old person, right? So I cannot listen to them as it is said by a particular person. It is group of different people, right? So it is same going on, like you blaming a community. For example, an Indian person goes and does something bad, let us say abroad in Europe, and then you are saying that every Indian is like that. That is kind of stupid, right? Yeah. So blaming a whole gender is also stupid like that only. But yeah, there are going to be people who are stupid enough to do that stupid.
Exactly. So many girls, like the way you mentioned that girls are there who are pissed off at men. And also girls, some boys are also there who are pissed off at women. Yeah. That was showcased very nicely in that movie, Mardani 2, if you have watched that.
I have not watched it.
No, you watched with me. Yes, that Rani Mukherjee movie in which she is a cop And a guy was there who
Yeah.
always hated the women, who
Rajasthan.
used to fight for herself,
Yeah.
and who always wanted to become independent.
Yes, I know.
Right? So that was one example. And always, I'm not saying men are like that, women are also like that. Some, not all. Some.
That is the thing. Humans are like that.
Yeah.
That is the thing. When
they
you
try to win the things.
When you look at it, ultimately we are not that different.
Yeah.
We have the same kind of... Humans are said to be cursed because we are ultimately going to be the destructor of our own whole line, because we have proved it time and time again.
Yeah.
So it was like dinosaurs lived for 150 million years before they wiped out. And we humans, how many millions we have lived, Yeah. 4 millions. That's it. And we came so close to killing each and every one of us. You know what Albert Einstein said? He said that I do not know what weapons will be used to fight World War III, but if there will be a World War III, the next war would be fought with sticks and stones, because it will literally wipe out the whole civilization.
Exactly.
It will end everything up. So we have come so close to killing each and every one of us just after 4 to 5 million years of our existence.
That's what is happening. No, if we just remove all the soldiers from our lands, from the borders,
that is
what
also
will happen? That will happen.
That is going to be a problem. You remove all the soldiers, the terrorists are going to come up.
Exactly.
And you keep the soldiers, then the threat is going to maintain.
Exactly.
That
is how things work. So I'll talk about the second stage. That eventually what will happen. So we humans have this tendency of taking things granted. And I think 2020 made us teach these all things, that we should not take life for granted. Right? The COVID only made us realize that we should not take our lives for granted. So what will happen eventually, that women will start taking it for granted. Same, it will happen. The women will become men then. After like ruling it for decades and eras, it will happen. They'll be the men now. Right? So you men have to fight for your rights. You have to literally sit for protest. Then NHRC people will come and will have to give you reservation. Like you will be having separate coach and trains and buses. You will be having reservation everywhere, in jobs and everywhere, right? So that's how things gonna work. And same way, men will rise, and then they'll rule, and then it will be men-centric world, and then the loop will continue to just repeat. And
that is one possibility.
I'm just talking about my opinion. You asked me about my opinion.
There's high chance you are also saying that also, that it may happen, it may also not happen. It might be possible that we reach a balance and then shift here and there, like 40-60, and then we settle down.
But I have this supportive statement with me that we humans have this habit of taking things for granted.
Yeah, but we humans do improve over time.
Yeah, but that is very rare.
We do improve. We do learn from our past experience.
Since the time of evolution, you were fighting over women, because now I want to keep women inside walls, so that the other women can't keep an eye over my women, right? And same things happening now. People were fighting over lands, and till now also they are fighting over lands.
But we are getting better.
No, you are not getting better.
You will not say that if you look at the massacre of World War II, that we are literally getting better.
Yeah.
So generally a lot of people say that, how can you behave like that? You are behaving like animals. I'm like, animals are much better than humans, man. Have you ever seen the mass murder that happened in World War II? There was a Russian soldier who actually fought in World War II. He's super old right now, but alive to tell the tale. He said that when we invaded Germany in 1944, 1945, it was a mass rape. Like all the Russians raping all the German women. Straight up.
Yeah.
He said, what is that? That is worse than animalistic behavior.
Yeah.
And Hitler literally putting Jews one over the another and gassing them to death.
Yeah.
So are we doing that right now? No. We are much better.
No, we have kept the restrictions. If that gets lifted, the things will repeat, Ashish.
What?
It's like we have kept the restrictions. We do not want people, obviously some people are there who are intellectual enough that we don't want it to happen again. That's why they are in power. That's why they are the representatives of the countries. So that's why they are keeping it restricted.
So we have
things do not repeat again.
That is the way you have to restrict.
But if things get lifted like that, if restrictions get lifted, things will happen like that again. My point is like that.
But we have survived to not do that for over 80 years.
What?
70 to 80 years we have...
Because we have made the rules like that we do not want another World War II.
That is the only way to do it, right?
But only 10% people are there, Ashish.
But yeah, that is the thing. See, anytime the people in the position of power will be minority only. But if they are wise and they are smart enough to tell them.
Yeah, we can say that eventually the percentage of that may increase.
So we are progressing. We have moved away from monarchy to democracy to a huge part of this world.
Exactly.
Right? We are paying attention towards global warming. We are paying attention towards other animals, and the survival of them are also very, very important. We are paying attention. So I am always optimistic when it comes to that, but we are improving, even though it is very slow and might not be perfect till our lifetime. But we are progressing. But that is the problem that you said is also correct, that it takes only one man like Hitler to just wipe out the whole balance.
Exactly.
And we don't know what will happen, but so far so good.
Exactly. We never know. World War III can happen any moment.
See, I'll tell you a funny story.
Yeah.
World War III almost did happen. You know about that story? No. See, after World War, I think...
Cold War?
Yes.
Yeah.
World War III has already happened. It is Cold War. So what was happening after, basically what happened, till Stalin was alive, it was crazy. So Stalin was the man who was responsible for the Russians winning the World War II. And actually, maybe you do not know that World War II at the end, Germans knew they were losing, but Hitler was the kind of person that he said that we are not going to retreat. And they kept on fighting. But it was basically a race to Berlin. So Berlin is the capital, and the Russians were invading from the eastern front of Germany, and from the western front, the Allied forces, that is UK, Canada, United States, France, and all that. So ultimately, Russians did win the race, and they were the first to capture Berlin. And you know what they did? They did capture and encircled Berlin. You know why? So that United States and the Allied forces cannot get into Berlin. Okay. So, and Stalin was going to invade further. He was not going to stop. He said that I'm going to, but what stopped him, the nuclear bomb. The Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the moment it dropped, Stalin was like, I'm out of this. We cannot deal with this until Russia developed their own nuclear bomb. And that was also like a few of the scientists from the Manhattan Project who was responsible for the atom bomb. The data was leaked and sent to Russia, and they developed their own atom bomb. And then the space race began, because Germans were the best when it comes to technology. Their tanks, their submarines, their missiles, they were always the best. The V1 rocket, the V2 rocket, that is all that rocket science is developed on. So von Braun, who was the leading scientist who was responsible for the V2 rocket, the rocket that was basically a missile, 1-ton warhead can be carried by it. So basically it is a rocket only. It is liquid propulsion, and right now the rockets are working on that principle only, still till this day. Two propellants, one oxidizer, one fuel, like that. It will burn and it will propel. So von Braun basically knew that Russians are ruthless. So what he did is that he himself went out there and surrendered to the Americans. Americans took him, the smart people they are. And they started this whole space race. Initially, Russians were winning, and then Americans won by landing man on moon. Okay. And then what happened, it was not like, I'm going to invade your land and the fight is going to be in the country. Like, people are going to be fighting in Stalingrad, and people are going to be fighting in Leningrad, and people are going to be fighting in Chicago. It's not like that. They picked small countries like South Korea, North Korea, and they were like literally Russians and Americans fighting. And then they were like secret agents in each other's country. And you know what happened? Americans found out that Russians have placed nuclear bombs in Chile, I think, South America. All right. So what Americans said, that remove this atom bomb or I'm going to drop atom bomb on you. So they found out, because of the secret agents, they found out that it is over there, because earlier the ballistic missiles were not that long range. So you cannot keep it in Russia and drop it on America. So you have to put it closer. So they kept it over there, and Russians are like, I'm going to remove it. You first remove it from Kazakhstan or something. It was close to there. Americans kept their nuclear bombs over there.
Okay, and then they are threatening Russia.
Yeah. So what happened is, finally they decided that they are both going to remove it. But before they did, you know what happened? Russians almost launched the nuclear bomb. It was having 3 buttons. So to launch this nuclear bomb, you require 3 people to grant the access. I press the button, you press the button, and a third person presses the button. They pressed 2 fucking buttons, man.
Oh God.
And the third man said, no, I'm going to wait. Just based on some misconception. They thought that Americans are going to attack, we are going to attack first. And the third button was almost pressed.
Okay.
That would have eradicated everything.
Yeah.
You understand? So the Third World War almost happened. And a lot of people will say that it did happen with the Cold Wars. And that was the destruction of USSR.
Yeah.
They destroyed, ultimately they did destroy Russians with a Cold War.
Exactly. Now just it hit my mind that what can be the other possibility for World War III. I think we are gonna fight over space.
Yeah. That we have discussed in one podcast. That is one technology that we did not have till World War II.
Same happened in World War II, right?
There was a news, right?
Invention of this atom bomb and all.
Yeah.
Right.
That was the end of World War II. Yeah.
It automatically helped, right? It just eventually helped.
It did shorten the World War II.
Yeah. But
otherwise, Japanese were not going to surrender. Yeah.
Yeah, but you never know that maybe we humans have this tendency to own the things, to have possession of things. Like the way you told me, England kept the tank of Germany or something.
Oh yeah. That is a very funny story.
Like they have this it does not own to them, but still they are keeping it to themselves. They want to showcase that we own it.
Yeah,
look, we own it.
What Komal is talking about, like I said, the Germans had the best technology at that time.
Yeah.
And there's a tank called Tiger tank, right? It's huge, mammoth. And Americans have this tank called Sherman. This Tiger tank is literally twice its size, heavier, bullets do not pass it, missiles do not pass it. In German, it is called Panzerkampfwagen. Something. Yeah, I know German words, guys. So
he has seen so many documentaries, so many clips of this World War II and Hitler. Now he's like saying some random words in German, and I'm like, okay, it just went off my head.
Yeah. So basically, the story is that tank is German technology kept in a museum in UK.
Yeah.
What the hell, man? What the hell? Why are you keeping that tank over there? Yeah. It is German technology. Place it back into Germany.
Yeah.
But UK is like, I'm going to take all the good stuff. I'm going to keep it in our museums. That is the thing. Yeah, this is all power thirsty. Like we collect trophies. We want trophies.
So when the space things will be on huge level, maybe then it can get started.
We heard this news, no? China was interfering with one of the satellite of India. Didn't you? During the COVID situation only.
I didn't listen.
Case even made a statement that there was a problem that China did something. Yeah. So that is the thing. Right now, the satellite goes, the country goes, man. This video you won't be able to watch without the satellites. The whole GPS goes.
Exactly.
The Navik system goes. That is the problem. You know what happened in 1999 Kargil War? I'm so good at history. 1999 Kargil War. The Indians did not have the GPS.
Yeah.
And in Kargil, Pakistani army were at the top. So that is the thing. Indians were at disadvantage.
Yeah.
So Indians were at the bottom, they were at the top. So obviously they can mess with us, right? So they needed GPS system to locate exactly where they are, where their bunkers are.
Yeah.
And they asked for help from United States.
Yeah.
And United States said no.
To us, no?
To Indians.
Yeah.
And that is when we decided that we are going to have our own GPS.
Yeah.
And right now, the Navik constellation, that is basically the constellation of 7 satellites. Sometimes it is 8, and sometimes next is sent to replace the last one. But basically 7 satellite. It is going to cover the whole India country, and sometimes it covers the part of Bangladesh also. If they need, they can take it like that. So it is the GPS system. So right now the Google map that you're using, that is not Indian system.
Yeah.
That is like we have borrowed from Americans.
Obviously, the computerized voice says it itself.
No, they have Indian accent now also, so you can change it.
Seriously?
Yeah.
But automatically it is American, right?
American It is GPS.
So that only hints at that, okay, this is not some Indian born.
Yeah. So obviously there's no doubt in that. GPS, the word itself is American, and we have taken it, and now it is released for civilian. Earlier
if it were of Indian, it would have been like Bharatiya.
So that is why listen to me before you say, because we have our own GPS, and that is called Navik.
I know that.
Yeah.
Navik, no? Yeah. What is the full form?
Navigation.
Yeah.
Something like that. Okay. So
Okay.
I used to remember it when I was in ISRO, but now
Yeah.
I've forgotten about it. But I studied it before my ISRO interview. I studied it deeply because sometimes they ask these questions.
Yeah.
It is ready. It is released. And
No, yeah, I know about that. It is
there are
released.
some cell phones. The only thing is that your cell phone do have to have that chip. Only then you will be able to get the signal.
Yeah.
And it is actually more accurate than GPS.
Exactly. Even American people are so impressed by this technology.
The only thing is that it only covers India. That is the only thing.
But they're impressed with the technology.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
India is doing mind-blowing work when it comes to space research.
Yeah.
The thing that I want to say is that was the whole point, that you would attack each other's satellite, because the whole constellation goes, you do not know where you are.
Exactly.
You do not have internet access. You have no communication with your own army. Your army is going to be stuck somewhere in Ladakh and you can't communicate, and they are going to be mass murdered over there.
Exactly.
You understand? So the communication is everything. And right now, about space debris, it is like clogged. The space is filled with the garbage. So what happens is, for example, you are launching a rocket, no?
Yeah.
The upper stages are going to be left, and actually that is also in orbit only. That is a waste piece of metal circulating in the orbit.
Okay.
And literally there has been instances when the ISS has been hit by those debris. So the space is not clean anymore. It is filled with garbage. So if you see that it is filled with so many garbage, there are so many satellites also. So every country is launching satellites. So ultimately, where you want the war? In the space, right?
Yeah.
Go over there, and you have intercontinental ballistic missiles. You have rockets. It has navigation system. Point it exactly where the position is, blast it off, or maybe create some interference, and it is useless now.
Yes, Ashish, what I think, what will happen eventually, that people have to work something to just eradicate the garbage they are spreading in space, right? The same way they are cleaning the
ISRO
beaches.
was thinking of doing something like that.
Beaches and these mountains and all, where we have just spreaded the garbage and we have littered them like that. Now they are just cleaning it. If they would have taken care of it earlier, it had been very nice, I feel so.
The biggest problem is we create a lot of mess that we don't know how to clean up.
Yeah.
For example, the Fukushima. Okay, a nuclear reactor is there. Oops, goes out of control. Now you have a nuclear disaster waste for thousands and thousands of years over here. We don't know how to clean it. Yeah. Hey, how about you learn how to clean it before you create it, or let it go out of control? Yeah. So that is the same thing. Like, we kept on throwing a lot of pieces in the space, never thought about cleaning it up. We kept on throwing a lot of plastics in the ocean, never thought about cleaning it up.
Yeah.
The way we work. Humans.
Yes.
We are.
I loved your face when you're like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope it was extremely insightful. What do you think, Komal?
Yeah, it was very deep.
Deep. I went into a zone. Enjoyed it. Komal, did you enjoy it?
Absolutely.
This is the favorite time of my week.
Yeah.
Do a lot of podcasts. Have most fun having a podcast with Komal over here. Yes.
Same here, Ashish.
Okay, Komal. Shall we end it, or you have anything else to talk?
Okay, how long we have been continuing?
Probably 1 hour or so. Yeah, 1 hour to be exact.
Okay, I think we shall end it, and next time we're gonna talk about another topic which we thought we were supposed to bring today, but now we're gonna postpone it for another episode of Talk and Fab podcast. So stay tuned for that.
Probably we are going to have a guest in the next one. We are not going to disclose the name, but you are going to get the surprise.
Yes, you all must be. Like, I didn't know that you people will be loving the Karthik Sir podcast that much.
Yeah.
I was a little bit
okay, this is an experiment. Let us see how it goes.
Yeah.
You loved it. We are going to bring more guests over here.
Exactly. You people loved it, and I'm loving that.
Yeah. So, was I too fast when I was explaining things? Because I think that I was a little bit.
Only audience can judge, because it was, for me, it was understandable.
Okay.
But when it gets too fast, then I interrupt you at that moment only.
Good
but
girl.
Rest is up to audience.
Good. Always let me know when I'm too fast, because I'm going to turn it down.
Yeah.
That's about it, guys. We are going to see you all next one. Till then, bye.
Take care and keep smiling. Bye-bye.